Welcome to my laboratory of human folly. Before you lie 23 vials, each one a distilled lesson from the darkest corners of betrayal, manipulation, and the alchemy of rising from ruin. What you are about to witness is not therapy. It is an autopsy of deception, performed by one who has mastered both the infliction and extraction of psychological poison. For 23 nights, I shall dissect the 23 deadliest lessons the narcissist inflicted upon you, turning each tragedy into an epiphany. I will unravel the grand illusions woven around you and extract the truths hidden beneath her lies. This is the Potions Master's Manifesto. By the end of this, you will not just understand what happened to you. You will understand what happens next. Now pay close attention. Lesson number 1. There was no person you loved. You were infatuated with an illusion. From the start, your love was never for a person. It was a phantom born of her design. She was a spider who whiles away her immortality, spinning tales of grandeur, awaiting the fly who mistakes the web for a dream. There was no love. She only feigned it. She was a sculptor who chiseled a mask of devotion, baring her soul only to ghosts. You encountered an echo, a specter of what could have been. You fell in love with a fantasy, a storybook romance she narrated expertly. You loved a fiction. Her reality was chaos, but she hid it well, casting potent glamour spells that made her abyss appear as bottomless as the night sky. Lesson no. 2. She selected you. Narcissists don't fall in love. They select. She didn't stumble upon you by chance. You were chosen, measured, scrutinized. Your kindness, your integrity, your capacity for deep connection. These were not qualities she discovered by accident. They were assets she hunted. She needed someone substantial to validate her hollow existence. She wasn't looking for love. She was searching for sustenance. The weak cannot sustain a parasite for long. Only the strong provide sufficient nourishment. Lesson no. 3. She needed you more than you needed her. Never forget this. She may have acted as if she couldn't live without you, but that was the cruelest lie of all. It's the addict's promise to stay clean, the drunkard's vow to stop after tonight. She needed you, and her need was desperate. Behind the facade of indifference, she crumbled without your admiration. The thought of losing you terrified her. If she lost you, she'd lose the anchor that kept her spectral ship from drifting into the void. Lesson no. For you were her haven, her distraction from oblivion. She used you to escape the torment of non-being. You offered her a temporary reprieve from the specter that haunted her waking moments. Lesson no. 5. She spoke of futures while living in her past. Every declaration of love was contaminated with lies about another. Every promise was a transaction, a means to secure your devotion. She traded in illusions. Each dawn was a new lie, spun to keep you tethered to a fantasy. Her mind was a labyrinth of half-truths and fabrication. Lesson number 6. You consumed betrayal disguised as affection. And the most insidious part, she convinced you the bitter taste was your fault. She twisted reality with a surgeon's precision, leaving you questioning your senses. But she was the anomaly, a rogue variable in the equation of your life. Lesson no. 7. When she spoke of tomorrow, Her heart was already yesterday. Plans, promises, visions of a shared future. All were merely tools in her arsenal of deception. Lesson no. 8. She planned your future while plotting her exit. Even as she outlined dreams of forever, her mind was calculating her exit strategy. You envisioned a shared journey, but she was already mentally untethering herself from the life she pretended to build with you. Lesson number 9. The promises were not lies in her mind, but strategies, tools to keep you compliant while she arranged the pieces of her real game. You played chess while she was playing poker, and she had already decided which cards to keep hidden. Lesson number 10. You were bound by an unbreakable vow you never agreed to make. You were compelled to accept her deceptions, to blame yourself for her choices, to apologize for having standards. This vow was written in invisible ink across every interaction. You agreed to question your sanity before questioning her honesty. You agreed to call your healthy suspicions paranoia. You agreed to transform your legitimate needs into unreasonable demands. Lesson number 11. You were imprisoned by the same invisible bars that also confined her. Her prison was gilded, but no less restrictive. Lesson number 12. She erased accountability with accusations of madness. If you doubted her motives, you were labeled paranoid. If you challenged her lies, you were diagnosed with anxiety. If you questioned her fidelity, you were branded delusional. She flipped the script, making you the villain in the tragedy of her own creation. Lesson number 13. You were bound by the chains of hope, a hope that she would change, that she would improve, that she would honor her promises. Hope was your shackle, keeping you anchored to a sinking ship. Lesson number 14. The mirror of Arise reveals what you refused to see. Every suspicious moment, every instinct you dismissed, every warning sign you rationalized into acceptance. Your intuition was screaming. You chose silence. But understand this. Your silence was not stupidity. It was hope weaponized against you. Lesson no. 15. She counted on your desire to believe in her goodness, your capacity to forgive, your tendency to see the best in her. She exploited your vulnerabilities as weaknesses to keep you under her thrall. Your very virtues became the instruments of your torment. Lesson number 16. She subdued you with love bombing, the dark arts of emotional manipulation at its most refined. She overwhelmed you with intensity, not from passion, but from strategic necessity. Every grand gesture was calculated to bind you to her chaos. The flowers, the declarations, the promises of forever. These were not expressions of love, but investments in control. Love bombing creates emotional debt. You became indebted to the intensity, addicted to the validation, dependent on the very source of your destruction. Lesson number 17. Her favorite curse was silence itself. When you demanded honesty, she weaponized absence. When you sought answers, she gave you void. This was not petulance. It was psychological warfare. Silence from someone who claims to love you is violence disguised as restraint. It teaches you to fear her displeasure more than your own pain, but trains you to value her presence over your own peace. Lesson number 18. You were chosen for your strength, not your weakness. She didn't select you for your flaws or vulnerabilities. She chose you for your strength, your resilience, your ability to love and to hope. Lesson number 19. She needed you because you were whole. She found sustenance in preying on the strong. Your wholeness was both her fascination and her demise. Lesson number 20. She discarded you because she feared you. You represented everything she could never be. Authenticity, stability, growth. A future she was too damaged to envision. Lesson number 21. Chaos was her natural habitat. In confusion, she could hide. In drama, she could deflect. In turmoil, she could rewrite reality to suit her narrative. Your calm presence threatened to expose the storm she carried within. Lesson number 22. Every manipulation was evidence of your power over her psyche. Every lie proved you mattered too much. Every betrayal revealed her desperation to keep you small. She had to work constantly to maintain control over you. Lesser men would have required less effort. Weaker spirits would have broken sooner. The very fact that she needed such elaborate deceptions proves your strength, not your weakness. Lesson number 23. She gaslit you because your perception was accurate. She love-bombed you because your standards were high. She punished you because your questions were intelligent. She betrayed you because your loyalty was valuable. She discarded you because your growth threatened her stagnation. Every attack was an admission of your power. By enduring what she inflicted, you have graduated from this course in dark arts. The final lesson is this. You survived what she designed to destroy you. The sleepless nights, the confusion, the doubt. These were not signs of your weakness, but proof of your humanity breaking free from her toxicity. Lesser souls would have surrendered to her reality. Weaker minds would have accepted her version of truth. But you held on to something she could never touch. Your core sense of what love should be. Here lies the ultimate irony. She bound her own fate to your success. Every achievement you attain, every moment of peace you claim, becomes her torment. Your happiness is her haunting. She thought discarding you would free her, but instead, she condemned herself to forever wonder what she lost. Your recovery is her punishment. Your growth is her torture. Your peace is her chaos. You are dangerous now, not because you seek revenge, but because you've become immune to her particular brand of poison. You cannot be manipulated twice by the same spell. You have developed antibodies against deception. You have built fortifications against future predators. You have transformed from prey into apex predator yourself, not of others, but of your own destiny. Now go, and let your success be the only revenge you ever need. Let your peace be the loudest statement you ever make. Let your joy be the final word in a conversation she thought she controlled. You are free, not because she released you, but because you chose to release yourself. And that choice, that power, that freedom, it was always yours. She merely revealed it.